Also known as toro, the belly is to be found at the base of the white loin and contains the greatest level of intrinsic fattiness. First, place it on a chopping board, making sure at all times that the skin does not touch it to avoid any contamination. Scrape with the knife to remove possible impurities. If the piece includes part of the fin, this must be removed before beginning to cut. Divide the belly into 2 strips, moving the edge of the blade towards the board without lifting it up with one clean cut to the end. As you can see, the color within is darker. Once it is divided into 2 strips, remove the skin. Scraping this with a spoon will provide fat, which can be used as a great way of keeping food fresh. Remove the upper tissue as well. There are various parts to the belly. One is softer, closer to the loin, while the other, harder part, with more fiber, is more difficult to deal with, but both have their uses in the kitchen. Begin by removing the bones with tweezers or carefully with your knife. The piece is now ready to work with. You can cut away the top of the softer, simpler part to be used for sashimi or for makis or tartare, making full use of this part. Sakus can be cut from the rest of it to be used for nigiri or sashimi, always with single, clean cuts. Now comes the trickier part, which has a broader fiber, but you can also make the most of this. You can cut sakus from the less fibrous part to be cut up for nigiri or sashimi. The more fibrous part requires greater technique, since the broad fibers mean that this part is less suitable for serving raw. But there are various options to make use of this part. For example, you can make carpaccio. Wrap it in film, freeze, and then cut with a meat slicer. The result is a wonderful carpaccio. Another option is to cut it into really fine sashimi. This is a really succulent piece, one of the most highly prized in Japan. You can also get cuts for nigiri by cutting little notches in the fiber to make it easier to chew, and to give a more aesthetic touch, other crosswise cuts. In the trickiest part, with the broadest fiber, you can take the tissue out by scraping with a spoon and removing with the knife. This gives you what, for many, is the best part of the belly, perfect for sashimi and nigiri. If you want to freeze it, wrap it in film, label with the name of the cut and the date, and place it in the freezer. To be used the next day, wrap it in grease-proof paper without film and place it in the cold store. It's now ready for use the next day.